Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Um, there are a slew of videos of this Travis Scott fiasco. So I'm going to give a different take on it though, because one of my assignments is to expose the music. And I know some of you are saying her assignment, those of us that are walking in the Lord, He's speaking to us. If we follow what He tells us, He continues to speak to us. Not in our heads, but through our spirit. Okay, it's feeling. It's a picture we might get in our head. So, last night, which would have been the 8th, the event had already happened, I think, the day before. And I don't listen to music. I don't watch the, music videos or anything like that. If something comes through my feed enough times, then I know I have to watch it because that's the Father telling me, watch this. Well, I heard about the Travis Scott thing, but I just blew it off like, oh, just another concert. And so I didn't even look into it. I was busy making a video about the wall and all this other stuff, right? Now, remember, I just said that one of my jobs was to expose the music. And a lot of you know that how I learned about the music. Me and my husband were driving in the truck. He turns on the music, and all of a sudden, the music goes to the back, and the words come forward. And the Father wanted me to hear the words. And I screamed at my husband, turn her off, and he had no clue. He's thinking his wife's gone crazy. And so a few minutes went by, he turned it on again, and again it happened. The music went to the back, and the words came forward, like monotone, like that's all I heard was the words. Because they were all talking to Satan. They were all singing to Satan. Although my husband was asleep at the time, he didn't understand what I was saying. What I mean by asleep is spiritually. You're spiritually asleep. It's not a put down word. It's not, when some people say, you better wake up. And I've done that too. And I'm so humbly sorry if any of you heard me say that and got offended. Because what I mean by you need to wake up is spiritual. Of course you're awake. You're walking around. It's a spiritual awakening. It is happening. It has been happening. 4 years ago, I'm not the only one that woke up 4 years ago. A lot of people woke up 4 years ago. And so what does that mean, waking up? It means that you see things that other people don't see. You hear things other people don't hear. And the Father has removed the scales from your eyes, and He's allowed you to see. We have ears to hear and eyes to see. So, in saying that, it's so hard to help others wake up because you have to go to the Father and ask Him with a sincere heart. Ask Him to help wake you up. And let me tell you something. He will. He will. He will wake you up. All right, so let's talk about this Travis Scott thing, because last night, it came across my feed, and I thought, let me watch this. So I watched it, and what I heard was perfect timing. Perfect timing. Now. And I knew right away, because my job is to expose the music and tell people to turn it off. It's not for us. And so the Father says it's perfect timing, because right now all the youth are scared. Right now they're lost, and they don't know what's going on. Some have already turned to the Father. Some of them saw and they felt it. Their spirit convicted them, because we are promised that the Father gave us each and at least one angel to follow us through our life. They can't interfere in our life, but they can be with us in our life, and they can guide us. So for those of you that watched it, that were there, or even watched on TV, your spirit convicted you, and you know it's wrong. And you are at home right now crying and you're saying, I'll never go to another concert. In time, you might. Once you get over this, in time, you just might. Unless somebody explains to you about waking up. Now, we're all spiritual beings. Even the demons are a spiritual being. Satan is a spiritual being. What spirit, though, are they? What spirit are you allowing to come into your life? Now, you don't want to go to church because church is boring. Well, the Father doesn't want you to go to church either because they're all lying. They're keeping you indoctrinated into one belief, telling you the same rhetoric over and over and over again, when in fact, if you really think that our Father fits in that tiny little Bible, there's so much more information that He gave us that they took away from us. So I'm not going to get all biblical on you, so please just hear me out. So what happened at the concert? We have our church we go to. Whether it's in our bedroom or being outside when you're mowing and you think about God and you talk to Him and yet you're in church. Some go to a building. Should you be doing that? I don't know. I think you should just get a group of people that are like-minded. So what happens when you go to the concerts? You're going to church. It's exactly what you're doing. You're going to church. Well, why does she say that? You are all in unity worshiping Lucifer. Read the words to the songs that these people sing. When one or more together, you are worshiping that deity. You are worshiping the demon that Travis Scott has. And I hear people commenting or people doing videos and they're saying it's Travis's fault. Well, the only thing he did, which was huge, you cannot sell your soul. Your soul belongs to the Father. And the Father demands to where it's going to go in the end. You can trade your meat suit. Okay? You can do that. So what happens when that happens? Well, look at Britney Spears. Look at Beyonce. I've done videos on them. There's another gal, and I'll put her link in the description. Her name is Tamara Magdalene. Tamara. Magdalene. Magdalene. And then it's Tamara Magdalene, Lioness of Yeshuah or something like that. She exposes way more of the industry, including Hollywood. So when you watch her videos, I mean, they would even be entertaining to you, the youth. Okay, well, we've exposed those demons. I show you Britney Spears' demon, and so does she. I show you Beyonce's demon, so does she. Now, when you trade your soul, or when you trade your meat suit, that means your soul goes someplace. It goes to the pit. When it deems it's time for you. In the meantime, is that Travis Scott on that stage? No, it's not him. It's his meat suit. And he's inside that meat suit. But guess who else is in there? Whatever deity is performing. So that he can make his riches and he can have his cars and his home and all of that. He's inside of his body like a puppet. That's where we get Pinocchio from. He's in his own body, but he's just a puppet inside being bounced around. But he gets to look at all of you. He has no control over any of it because he allowed that demon to have access to his meat suit. And that demon is the one that's up there doing all that. You think he cared about those 8 people that died? No, because it's not Travis. It's the deity. It's the demon. It's the demigod. One of the fallen angels. Genesis 6. So all of you in unison get together. What they say, 50,000 people were there, something like that? I don't know. A lot of people were there, right? All of you in unison were worshiping the same deity. And whether it's this demon or that fallen angel or this one, it's all for Satan. It's all to keep you from going home. Because if you do not know what time we're in right now, it's almost time to go home. And very few make it through the narrow doorway. A lot of people think they're going while they're listening to the music and doing this or that. The doorway is narrow. The road is narrow. Not many find it. So while Travis Scott is up there, that's not him. Can he be blamed? Yeah, because he allowed that demon entrance to his body. Entrance to come into him for riches and fame. So while all of you are there worshiping in Satan's church, things are amping up now because that meteor is coming. Did you hear me? That meteor is coming. That's going to cause worldwide disasters. It happened in 1858. Everything you know about history is a lie. That's where we get the mud floods. Look up mud floods. Look up Tartaria, Tartaria. And you're going to find our history. You're going to find what really happened. The orphan trains, that's why a lot of people are like, I did my DNA and it came back, as I'm this or I'm that. That's because your ancestor were taken underground and procreated babies. That's where you get the orphan trains. America had the orphan trains. Russia had the orphan trains. China had the orphan trains. Venezuela, I believe, had the orphan trains. They all did at the same time. And those children were taken out to farms and people that survived to repopulate. And it's happening again right now because that thing is here. The red skies in California, what do you think those were? Oh, those were the wildfires. No, they weren't no wildfires. There were wildfires. I lived in California. They were wildfires, but you think wildfires are going to make that blood red up there? Bible speaks of it. That's that planet. And they had to fog it out and blame it on the fires so that you guys wouldn't know that planet's almost here, if not already behind the sun. These concerts that you're going to are Satan's church. When they sing songs, they say, when they're practicing, let's go over that verse. Oh, let's redo that verse. What else has verses? The Bible. All these songs they sing are verses from Lucifer, from Satan. Now, Travis Scott saw what happened. There's nothing he could do about it, though, because he didn't have control over anything. What you can do is pray for him right now, because right now he is a mess. Right now, all he's thinking is, oh my gosh, did I do that? And he's blaming himself. What you can do, if all of you children and adults that were there, and even if you weren't there, pray for him. Pray that Father sends a message to him through an angel. Pray that something is intervened to pull him out. Because all he has to do is walk away. That's all he has to do is walk away and go to the Father. But in doing that, he reneges on his deal. Just like Michael Jackson reneged on his deal. Just like Prince reneged on his deal. Why do you think Apollonia left? Left Prince? And all of a sudden she turned spiritual, went to God. Because she saw the truth. And she wouldn't sign. She walked away. Prince didn't walk away. And when he finally decided to walk away, they took him out. So they might take him out. But if he goes to the Father, he's going home. So the best thing you can do right now is pray for him. Pray for his soul. that an angel is sent to him to show him the truth, to wake him up. Because right now, I can pretty much bet that he's pretty shaken up. So when y'all are singing and moving around and all that at the concert, you're bringing in not only the demigod, but you're bringing in a bunch of demons, all those little helpers. And that thing inside of you, if you happen to have gotten the jab, there's a thing inside of it that never dies. It's a, I don't know, some kind of a black thing, and it's attracted to magnets. It's just, it goes in your body and it never dies. That is what is going to control people when that planet comes here. They call it a meteor. I call it a planet, because there are things going to come off that planet that are going to make most men's hearts fail them. And I know a lot of you are going, what in the world is this lady talking about? That's because you're asleep. There are children, little ones, 6, 7 years old, that are prophesying this. They're saying that God took them to heaven and let them look down. And they said that it was World War III. Everything was in chaos. And they said, but the worst thing was that planet that came, the things that were jumping off of it onto our planet are mean and awful. They call them monsters. These are children that are prophesying this, just as the Bible says. So if you were at that concert, or you were listening to it, watch it, whatever, just repent, tell Father you're sorry, and don't do it again. Stay away from Satan's churches. Those are all Satan's churches. All the concerts, all the singers. Nobody gets to be somebody in this world without giving your soul or your meat suit to him. Because once you give your meat suit to him, you pretty much, that's where your soul's going to go. So when they're yelling, stop the show, stop the show, do you think Travis is going to stop the show? He can't. He has no control over his body. And that demon ain't going to stop the show. You're there to go with him to hell. You're in Satan's church. You're worshiping him, and you are there to go to hell with him. So I hope this resonates with some of you. I hope even just one of you hear what I'm saying and turns off the music. You have to turn it off. Because when you listen to it, you and the person singing are in church together worshiping an idol. Even if the idol is dead and you're listening to his music, he's being punished over and over and over again for every single time somebody listens to his music or her music. So right now is the time. Go to Google and type in whatever singer you want and type in their name and lyrics, and a page will come up with all their songs. Click on one of them and then read it. Take out the I love yous, take out all the fluff and things like that, and just read what it's actually saying, because they are all worshiping Lucifer, all of them. Your country western, your hip hop, no matter what it is, they're all worshiping Lucifer, Satan. Because again, you cannot have anything or be anybody in this world unless you're on his side, because the world was given to him. But pretty soon, right now, our father's had him on his lap in the car and letting him steer the wheel. But pretty quick, he's going to throw him off, because he's driving everybody into chaos. And pretty soon, he's going to have to throw him off his lap and put him in his own seat, and our Father will take control. Now, I'm going to put a link of a gentleman that I listen to. His name is Elder Ahyal. He is exposing everything. He is telling you what they took from us. And he does precept after precept. If you have not watched his channel, he yells, he cusses only at the Israelite people, the ones that are feel they're very racist, where Elder Ahyal is not. And when he speaks of them, and usually it's when he yells and cusses, it's because he knows what their doom is. He knows what's going to happen to them. He doesn't want that to happen to them. So he's a former crypt, I think, from LA. And years ago he turned to God, and his whole life's changed. And he's telling us things we've never heard before, because he's using the books they took out of the Bible. Because our Father left us a roadmap to get home. They took it from us. So I'm going to leave a link for him. And I highly suggest you start watching him and listen to what he's saying, because he tells you, don't listen to anything I say. Pay attention to what I'm teaching you. There's another one. His name is Brother Kuirmeo. I think it's Kurmeo or Kurimeo. I'll put a link. Elder Ahyal shows you through the books, the missing Bibles, or the parts they took out. Brother Kuirmeo shows you through books and history and things like that other people wrote, the things that they don't want you to know in school. And they show proof of everything they say. None of this is theirs. They show proof of everything they show you and read to you. That should help you in waking up. So if you're young and you're listening to this, and I mean 20s or lower, and this is the first time you've heard any of this, the best thing for you to do, you don't got to do all this ritualistic garbage, okay? Well, you're just sitting there on your bed or sitting there watching TV, whatever it is you're doing. You shouldn't be watching the TV either, but we know that you are. Start talking to the Father. You don't got to talk out loud. You could talk in a crowded room and talk to him. He'll hear you. Just start talking to him, because he's looking for you. You are the lost sheep. You are the one that he's coming for. You are the one that he wants back. And he's using a lot of us to show you the path home. So the best thing for you to do is pray and ask the Father for the truth. Ask the Father for forgiveness for listening to that stuff, and he'll forgive you. Because I know a lot of you are scared. A lot of you children are so scared right now, because you're seeing all this stuff about the jab, and you're seeing businesses closed, and you're seeing a lot of stuff. People think that you're stupid and naive, and you don't know nothing. Well, yeah, you've been brainwashed from a child because you were brought up in the school indoctrination system. But you're not dumb. You do see what's going on around you, but you don't know what it is, and you don't know how to stop it or change it. If this Travis concert has not shaken you enough to investigate what happened, meaning, what truly happened, investigate yourself by looking back at what happened. You entered into the demon. Did you not see the demon in the entryway? You entered into the demon. You gave them access to you by going there. And then you worship Lucifer, Satan, giving access to you. So you need to repent for doing that. And don't do it again. Don't go to any more concerts. It's going to get worse. And ask the Father to guide you. And he will, because he's looking for you. You're the lost sheep, and he's looking for you. And he wants you to come home. All right, well, that's really all I want to tell you. And I hope this resonates with one of you. Parents, if you're listening to this, right now is perfect timing. Go start printing out a lot of the songs that your children listen to and start reading them together as a family. Start reading them so that they understand what they're actually listening to. Don't turn a song on the radio and say, listen, the music distorts everything. The music makes you fall in love. Those love songs are not for us. Those are for the fallen angels to Satan. Print them out to show them what they're actually singing about. Right now is his perfect timing. He says perfect timing. That means it's the perfect timing to get a lot of his children to come home. So if you're a parent, do this. Print out the songs and let them read them so that you can see what you're actually singing along to and who you're worshiping. All right, well, that's all I have to say. God bless you. I love you, and I don't need to know you to love you. I know you're my brothers and sisters. And please click on the links below to Elder Ahyal and Elder Kuirmeo, and I'm going to put Tamara so you can watch her videos as well. So if you watch these people, your fear is going to go away because you'll have understanding and you'll start to plant your feet firm. Okay? All right. Be blessed and shalom.
Up, and then he looks down, and then he looks up again. Y'all saw that? Now this is slow motion. Watch how he turns around, and something like possesses him, literally. It's not no flashing lights, none of that. Look, watch. And then he looks up a little bit, and he knows it's coming. Boom. That's insane. That's some shit right there. There you go again. Nobody can